Okay guys, so I have given you all a dot map to make of Indian map and then about the world map. Okay, but making of the world map is quite easier than to make of the Indian map. Okay, so I agree with that. And but if you just see just a picture of it, how to make it, I'm very sure that you all will be able to make it. Okay, because I trust you with that. So the thing is, okay, so now I've given you all to make a population distribution chart according to the dot map of the Indian subcontinent. Okay, so before starting with the dot map, what is the first thing that we need to do? We need to make a data sheet. Okay, and this is the data sheet. Now it's a sheet for me. Okay, data sheet for me, but then you have to attach it in your file, isn't it, in your project. Okay, so I'm just doing it quite roughly here, but you have to do it in a fair manner. Okay, I'm just doing it for you all to make for making you all understand. Okay, so we'll make some 4 columns. Okay, and at the very first we'll write name of the states. Okay, and now this will be the name of the states of India. Then we will write the population. Now population, in each way we'll show the population of each states. Then we'll write the value of one dot. Okay, value of one dot. So the value of one dot. Now we will write it in a slanting manner. One dot represents dash. Okay, now I haven't given it any value, so I will just write it one dot represents dash. Okay, so why am I writing it in a slanting manner? Because my one value will be equivalent for all. So my every state will have the same kind of a value. Okay, so that is the reason why I wrote it in a slanting manner. It's better than to write one after one. Okay, just write it in a slanting manner and everyone will understand, okay, this value is for this value is for this, the same value is for everything. Okay, all the data. So and the last we have the number of dots. Okay, so how do we get the population of UP and Bihar and all? It is right there in your book. Okay, it's there in your book. In any book that you check or any PDF that you have, you will obviously have the Indian state, union territory written here. That's the name of the states, and then you have the population according to the state wise. So which state comes first according to population? Uttar Pradesh. Okay, and which UT comes list? Lakshadweep. Okay, clear with that? Sikkim is the state which has the lowest population. Okay, so now making all of this UTs, Andaman and Daman and Diu and all, this is not possible. This is not possible in your map. Okay, so up till where will we see? Being very practical, we'll see up till Sikkim. Okay, so we'll check from UP to Sikkim. Now this is a huge number, but this is the only way to check. Okay, if you all have understood your dot map or not. Okay, and and this just looks big. Okay, once you start doing it, it's very interesting. Okay, you will want to do it again and again. Okay, so just see. So you have this data, and this is the same kind of a data that I made in here. Okay, in this page, and that you will be making too. Okay, but in a fair manner. You will write this with your pen. Okay, black pen. You'll write name of the states, population, a value of one dot, and number of dots. Okay, you'll make 4 columns, and then you'll start with number 1, Uttar Pradesh. I wrote UP because I don't have any space, but you have to write it Uttar Pradesh. Okay, and then you have to write population of Uttar Pradesh. Now how was the population of Uttar Pradesh? It's 1995 81,477, a figure that's not even understandable. Okay, that's a huge number. So we write it here. Okay, we write it here, and then now is the big question of taking the value of my dot. Okay, now how do I take the value of my dot? Now this is the big number. Okay, now this is a very big mess. Now just check here. Now had it been the data were quite close, it would have been much more easier. But my population of UP and my population of Sikkim has a huge difference. Okay, very huge difference. The population of UP is 1995 87,477. It's not even understandable the figure. Okay, but the population of Sikkim is 6,07,688. Okay, now this is understandable. Okay, now but this is a huge number, and the question comes as to what value should we take. Okay, so I would suggest you, whenever you are taking a value, now this is a very a very complex kind of a situation. Okay, you won't get this kind of a complex situation in exams. You won't. Okay, you will get much more easier. Okay, so it's better, right, to do a little tough stuff and then get easier in exam. Okay, so my solution for this is, whenever you get a dot map and whenever you get a data so complex, check on the highest and check on the lowest, and then you think, okay, then you take out the number which will not bring the value of the number of dots into negative, like 0.05. Otherwise, how will you make it? How can you make 0.05 dots? Okay, you can't. At least you have to make one dot, isn't it? So at least you take something that will come up to one dot for your list, and that will also decrease the number of dots for your maximum. Okay, in a standard way, to make you all understand, for taking the dot map of India, the standard number taken is 2 lakh and 2,50,000. Okay, in some books or some surveys, or if anybody has done any survey, any book holder and all, if you see, they have a value given from the value of dot is from 2 lakhs or 2,50,000. Now, what's the thing is, if I take my one dot represents 2,50,000 people. Okay, now you see what I'm doing. My one dot is representing 2,50,000 people. So if I'm making here one dot, this is 2,50,000 people. Okay, if I do this, okay, if I do 2,50,000, okay, and then I have to divide the population by 2,50,000, my value will come up to 747.5. Now this 0.5 will come to 748. Okay, so then what will you have to do? You have to make 747 dots in this UP map, okay, in the Uttar Pradesh map. You have to count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have to go and on until and unless you make a 748 dots there. Okay, so this is the problem when you choose a very less number. Okay, this is a problem. Now, what is a problem if you take a very high number? If you take, let's say, for Sikkim, okay, for Sikkim you took 10 lakhs. Okay, for Sikkim you took 10 lakhs. So what will happen? 6 lakh 7,068 divided by 10 lakhs will come to 0.6. Okay, now how to make 0.6 dot? Okay, I don't know how to make 0.6 dot. I can make only one dot. That's the least I can make. So that will be a problem if you take a very high number. So you have to take a number between them. Okay, so for here, okay, the least number that I could think of, okay, and I'm very sorry for landing you all in such trouble, is 5 lakhs. Okay, so if you take 5 lakhs, the value of one dot into 5 lakhs, then it will come to around 398. Okay, 398 people, and if it comes to 398, then you have to make it, I'm very sorry, you have to make it 398 dots for UP. Okay, but then the hardship will only be for UP and Bihar. After that, it will be quite easier. After that, it will be around 50 dots, then it will drop to 10 dots, then sometimes 20 dots, 10 dots, 5 dots, 4 dots. Okay, by the time you reach Sikkim, it will be around 4 dots or something. Okay, so this will be the much more better picture. The RC will only be for UP and Bihar because they have the highest population. Okay, and how is the image going to look like? Okay, now I don't want to make 398 dots and show you how to make it. Okay, but still, okay, so we have to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay, 11, 12, 13, and you have to make it. Okay, once you come close and you have to go it. Okay, now remember how the dot, okay, the precision is important for the dots. Okay, most people that they don't talk about is the size of the dot. Okay, if you make a size of a dot quite big, it's not going to look very good. Okay, you have to make a size of a dot quite simple. Okay, why to make it complicated? Just make a dot. And remember, okay, that my teacher said, yeah, each dot should be of same size. Okay, so the way you hold it in such position till you do it at the last. Okay, if I'm holding it right here in this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that my size is maintained of the dot. Okay, then this is what my teacher said. Okay, so what do we do with that? Now after you do it with a pencil, I want you all to do it with a black pen, right? So you can start it with a black pen. Okay, you can make a border here, and you can make the dots with a black pen. Okay, now what's the kind of pen that you use? I would recommend you all to use a 0.5. Okay, the pilot pen that you get, 0.5. Okay, why? Because the dots are very precise with that. The dots are very precise with that. Okay, now I have a blue dot pen, but you have to use black. Okay, pilot pen. Okay, the 0.5. Just check on you. Now this is the way that you do. Okay, I'm very sorry, but this is the way that you do. Okay, even in college, and you have to do it in this way. Okay, and the pilot pen and all I'm talking about, I'm not just speaking anything randomly. This is absolutely how you should do. Okay, if you don't have a pilot pen, the actual pen that they tell us to use is the rotring pen. Okay, and that rotring pen costs around like 1000 above. Okay, it comes to around 2000, 3000 and all. Okay, I didn't use that. Okay, I don't want you all to use that. So a pilot pen will do that job. Okay, just buy a black pilot pen. Okay, it's 0.5. Make sure the pin point is 0.5. Okay, and then you can just mark it in a simple way, but it will look very clean. Okay, when the tip is very small, it will look very clean. And for the rotring pen, it's around 0.1. Okay, and that's why it's very expensive. So you can make it so it will look very clean. Just check here. Okay, it won't be blunt. It won't. Each dot will have a same size. Okay, and then how it will look is this way. See here, UP, Bihar and all, it will look very complex, and I'll know that okay, UP and Bihar has a lot of population. Check on Jammu and Kashmir, less population. Check on Arunachal Pradesh, less population. Okay, now there are dots here. I don't know if you can see, but there are dots, but the dots are very few. Okay, this is the graphical representation I'm talking about. This is what a graphical representation is. Okay, the difference is, this is what the graphics is representing. It is talking to you. Okay, it is talking to you. You don't have to check on this huge data. Your time is saved from this. Okay, so this is your motive. Okay, you have to make a lazy person understand. That is your motive. Okay, now check about the index. One dot is equals to this people. Now I told you all to make 5 lakh, so 5 lakh people. Okay, you don't have to make China and everything, Nepal and all. Just make an outline. Okay, make the outline for the states. Draw it with a black pen. That's enough. Okay, and just write dot map at the heading. Okay, and then I would want you all to number the states. Okay, 1, 2, 3, so that in the data you can number it, and then I'll understand. Okay, number 1 is here, number 2 is here. Okay, because we are making it for a lazy person. Okay, so assume that you spoon feed him. Okay, so I hope you all understand. Okay, everything. If you still don't, don't be bothered to text. Okay, like don't feel awkward to text me or call me. I'll be there. Okay, I'll guide you. Just make sure that everything is very clearly understood before you do it. Okay.